Hello, everybody. Welcome to Profit Picks. These are my DFS player props for week. I guess we're on to week 16 already of the football season. Season has flown by. But I wanted to make a video highlighting 6 different players that on Sleeper Picks I think are very undervalued and I think are worth putting a little bit of money on. Now, the first player that I have highlighted is Joe Mixon. Now, Joe Mixon at 2.5 receptions. That is his over-under on Sleeper Picks. Personally, I like the higher on this projection. You can see that he has hit 2.5 receptions pretty consistently 3 weeks in a row. Since Browning came in as quarterback and Joe Burrow went out, that was in week 11. 5 targets or 5 receptions, 2, 6, 3, 3. Browning throws to Mixon a lot. And without Jamar Chase there, I think that there will be a lot more checkdowns and Mixon will have to be more involved. So that's got a 1.46 multiplier. That is one of my favorites. And I'm going to give you 6 total player props that I am pretty high on for the Saturday slate of games. I would recommend choosing your 3 favorite to use for your entry on Sleeper Picks. 6, yes, it pays out a lot. It's pretty risky. It's pretty hard to hit 6. But 3, I find that I can pretty consistently hit on 3. So I'm going to give you 6 of them. You choose your favorite 3. And the lines I'm using, these are on Sleeper Picks. They're my favorite one to use. So Josh Allen, 1.5 passing touchdowns. That is the next one that I'm going higher on. Look, Josh Allen, he's actually the number 1 overall fantasy quarterback, but it hasn't felt like that. It's been a while since he's had an incredible, passing day. Since the bye, he's thrown 1 touchdown. Last week against Dallas, an absolutely dismal game, but I think he bounces back in a pretty major way. The Chargers, it's one of the best matchups for quarterbacks in fantasy football. Let me pull up when we have quarterback points per game in fantasy. We're going to see the Chargers, number 5, the 5th easiest matchup. 19 points they're allowing. There are going to be a lot of opportunities for touchdowns for Josh Allen early on. Now, I don't think he goes over 3. Personally, I think he throws 2 or 3, and then it's the James Cook show in the second half. But at 1.5, I really like that one, and I feel pretty good about Josh Allen going higher. And if you are using Sleeper Picks, use that code PROFFET, PROFFET. They'll match your initial deposit 100% up to $500 right now. And they're also doing a giveaway. On Christmas, they're giving away a total of $1 million. So when you make a $5 entry, you'll be entered. But let's move things on with Gabe Davis as the next player. Now, Gabe Davis, fun fact, this man has not scored a fantasy point since week 12. It's been a while. But Gabe Davis, that's his thing. Boom, bust, boom, back, forth, goose egg. When everyone is down on Gabe Davis, no one wants a part of him, rostered in only 23% of the leagues on Sleeper, that's where he will emerge and have a good game. 31.5 yards. For Gabe Davis, that's one catch for Gabe Davis downfield against this Chargers secondary. That is the 5th best matchup for the quarterback. For wide receivers, they're pretty darn easy too. The 3rd best matchup. I think Gabe Davis bounces back. And I get that it's gross. He's been so bad recently. But 31.5 yards on Sleeper Picks, I'm going higher. And I'm pretty confident about it. Now, up next in this Saturday slate of games, we've got Dicker the kicker, Cameron Dicker. He's trying to go for a Pro Bowl. He made a very fun video where he said, don't be a vote Dicker. But he's a fantastic kicker. He really is. He's been extraordinarily accurate this season, coming off a game where he scored, or he kicked 3, I'm looking at PATs. So he's been extremely accurate, but recently he hasn't kicked too many field goals. Now, Sleeper Picks has him at 1.5 field goals, meaning if he hits 2 field goals, you're gonna win that one. You look at before really week 14, and he had been on fire. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Then there's this dry spot here where the offense is completely collapsed. I don't think the offense does well against Buffalo, but I think that they'll get into field goal range at least twice, and Dicker will be the benefactor. This is one of the riskier plays this week, but in terms of the Saturday slate of games, this made my top 6 sleeper picks. So Dicker, the kicker, 1.5 field goals made, going higher. One of the reasons I included it, even though it's not as confident as some others, the multiplier is 2.12%. So Gabe Davis was 1.78, Josh Allen 1.56. A lot of these are 1.7, 1.6. Dicker is 2.12. So if you want some more upside on your entry, that's one that I like a lot. Next up is Najee Harris. Najee Harris has been a bust in fantasy football, ranking as the running back 30. The season has been extreme disappointment. Last week, Najee Harris rushed the ball 12 times for 33 yards, and he fumbled the ball once. They're projecting him 11.8 fantasy points. Past 3 weeks, he has hit under that. Before that, it was on and off if he had hit that. Look, this defense, he's going against Cincinnati. They're not extraordinary against the running back position, but they're not horrible. They're giving up 17 points a game. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I think Jaylen Warren scores about 12 to 15 points in this matchup, which does not leave many points for Najee Harris, especially after rushing for 2.7 a carry and 2.4 a carry the weeks previously. I don't think that he has the workload or the efficiency to hit 11.8 fantasy points. The only way that happens is if he finds the end zone. Statistically speaking, 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns on the season. I don't think those are good odds of finding the end zone. So Najee Harris, 11.8 fantasy points, taking the under. Now, my final player prop that I am in on Sleeper Picks, this is the 6th and final one. This is James Cook. I alluded to this earlier in this video. I said that I thought Josh Allen would throw 2-3 touchdowns to start the game, and then it'd be the James Cook show. James Cook is now the running back 8 in fantasy football. He has been unreal over the past, really since they fired the old offensive coordinator. James Cook has really emerged in this offense. 68.5 rushing yards is what Sleeper is projecting James Cook. He's coming off, I think, a career high of 179 rushing yards against Dallas, where he scored a touchdown. And I think this offense is going to ride the James Cook train. This matchup against the Chargers, we talked about it. It's a fantastic matchup. They're the 11th easiest matchup, giving up 18 fantasy points a game. For James Cook, I think 1 or 2 big runs. I think he gets to the 68.5. But I think in the second half, there's a good chance that they utilize him a lot. Now, some of the other backs might get a little involved, and that is what you would have to be worried about. Are they going to get up enough that they don't even play James Cook? That would be the one concern. But it's one of my favorite 6 from this Saturday slate of games. James Cook, 68.5 rush yards on Sleeper Picks, taking the higher. So to summarize real quick, we got Mixon, 2.5 receptions, Josh Allen, 1.5 touchdowns, Gabe Davis, 31.5 receiving yards, and Cameron Dicker, the kicker, 1.5 field goals made. All of those higher. Najee Harris, 11.8 fantasy points, lower. James Cook, 68.5 rushing yards, higher. These are all on Sleeper Picks. And if you want to play, use that code PROFIT. They'll match it, like I said, and enter you in that giveaway. I'm going to release a video later today talking about some of my favorite Sunday slate of games picks. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe and follow along because we're gonna cash a lot of these. We're going to cash a lot of these now that the fantasy season is winding down. Alrighty, I'll see you in a little bit.